Welcome to the Kyber Show. We are now in episode 26, and I'm Ken, along with Skeltrix. I'm happy to go over a few pretty fascinating fights today. This is one of the better weeks in the last few months, really, for me at least, in terms of exciting, new, and quite interesting fights. Of the three fights we're going to take a look at, I've only ever seen one of them in GAC before, so this is sort of unique in most of the weeks recently. This is the second week of 5v5, and for people who love 5v5, I hope you're enjoying it because we already know that next season is back to 3v3. So let's take a look. Alright, our first fight here is a rather expensive one in terms of what teams you actually need to use, but as long as your pre-taunting tank is healthy enough not to die from SLK's first hit, it's fine if he dies from the trooper assisting, you're good. So Han shoots first and stops Hux from taking another turn to give to, or taking a turn to give another turn to SLK to let him do his AoE. And then because you have the Omega, really it's not even a Zeta or anything, on the Armorer, she will get her third ingot automatically when somebody goes below 60% health, which your pre-taunting with Shore Trooper in this case did. Then you give the 3 ingots to Sith Eternal Emperor, and you hit auto. It's really as simple as that. SLK's ultimate will not stack up very quickly. He will get it here at least once, I think, because no one is making any critical hits. The 3 stacks of ingots prevent entirely any critical hits from being made, even with advantage or something like that. The character is immune to critical hits. And it also gives a 100% chance of counterattack. So you'll see here, Sith Eternal Emperor is not really doing that much. You cannot do this unless you have the ultimate on him, as you'll soon see. There you go. Only 2 characters left alive. But it also really doesn't matter the siphoning that SLK is doing, because Sith Eternal Emperor's basic and ultimate cannot be evaded. It's an easy win. Very cool to see this fight. Rare to see it, or to have it be useful, because of the way that the characters usually work in terms of what you have available, but awesome to see. Our second fight is something I've seen in testing, but never live. It's amazing. So, and it's also not even the best version of it because of IG-11's turn order here. It should be Nest in front of IG-11, and L3 doesn't have her Zeta. Nonetheless, you'll see Quill went, got everybody to go, Whistling Birds, then just took out Chewbacca, and from now on it's essentially cleanup. Finally Nest goes with her days. You have so much control available with Quill's stun and shock, and with the days from Nest, stunning impact. And it's just a simple little cleanup here. The worst case scenario is they go for the Mandalorian, Beskar Mando, at the beginning of the fight. But you still, the process does not actually change that much. And the wins are very reliable here. I've used it a few times in my own Grand Arena since I saw this initially, maybe a month ago. Although this video is the first time I've seen it live in Grand Arena. Awesome fight. This ends up being a 60 banner win against one of the more difficult teams you can see on defense. Fantastic use of Beskar Mando. Great fight. Our third match here is something I've seen, I think many people have seen a lot of times for Grand Arena, but never for GAC. Especially with this gear disparity. There's one non-relict character on the Jedi Master Luke team, and only Thrawn and Vader are relict on the EP team here, I believe. So, weapon tech goes on Vader, obviously, and now it's just a matter of going around using the TM advantage he has from EP's leadership and taking as many turns as possible and trying to build up to some good Calling Blades. It's difficult though, because you can see here his first Calling Blade, mostly it's just for the TM, but the first Calling Blade didn't even take Luke. And there goes Emperor Palpatine. Didn't take Luke below 100% health. Now Thrawn takes a turn. Do you go for a TM swap or a fracture? You could fracture Hermit Yoda, actually. Anyway, goes for the TM swap instead. Now is forced to fracture Jedi Master Luke. One advantage of using Vader here, obviously besides him being pretty awesome, is the fact that he has his ability block on his basic unevadable and unresistible by Jedi, even when they have tenacity up. This does not look very good. Thrawn and Vader against the whole team. I thought the fight was over for sure when I saw this the first time. So now is when it really gets tricky. Where do you use the Calling Blade? How do you time it so you get your Force Crush available as many times as possible? This was smart going against the Gear 10 Ezra. Calling Blade, even with no debuffs, will take him out. Always getting the ability block on Jedi Knight Luke, excuse me. Very, very smart. Another Calling Blade. Oh, we got the ability block on him. And now we're just trying to take them. Still 2 turns before anything happens. That time he did not get the ability block on Jedi Master Luke. Thrawn is almost out of there. More turn meter and another Merciless Massacre. Took out Jedi Master Luke. Awesome. Can be a pretty easy cleanup now, even at this point. Another ability block on Jedi Knight Luke. This is very, very, very smart. Taking out Hermit Yoda. Doing a basic on Old Ben. A bit lucky Thrawn didn't get taken out. Another ability block. Turn meter swap back to Vader. You see they both have full team. Oh, Thrawn's almost going to die, but he gets a fracture off. And he's able to go into this is the 3rd or 4th Merciless Massacre. And it still doesn't take him out, but the basic does. What an amazing fight. Very, very well played, especially at the end. And the basic on Old Ben was brilliant. Awesome fight. Very entertaining and extremely well played. Great match. Thank you for watching another episode. I do have an announcement to make as well. At the end of this season, which is 2 more episodes, I'm going to be concluding the Kyber Show. I still love GAC, more than ever actually. I'm still working on a number of different GAC related projects. One big one in particular that I'm hopeful will be helpful and educational to everybody in this really quite wonderful GAC community. I'm very happy to be part of. I'm sure I'll be working with Skeltrix again on other projects. It's been awesome working with him on this one. He's really, this wouldn't exist without him by any stretch of the imagination. I'll share more details in upcoming episodes, but I just wanted to let everybody know that this is the last season of the Kyber Show. Until next episode, good luck in your GACs. Cheers.